Hello. If you are here, you have probably been feeling the pull towards working with me and specifically towards joining the relationship reset group to shift the dynamic of a low effort husband and a mothering wife. But you need a little more information, you'd like some more clarity. Here it is. First, I want to talk about my philosophy about marriage. I don't believe that marriage is just another relationship. I think of marriage as a divine technology, and I think of it as a spiritual undertaking. My belief is that marriage is a unique and special container that is designed to help us grow and heal and become our most expanded, vibrant, healthy, highest selves when approached consciously. When you have a healthy marriage, it impacts everything in your life. And that's what I call marriage wealth. Marriage wealth spills out into everything and creates more wealth in health and money and experiences. And when you have a marriage that is not working correctly, it does the opposite. So, to me, investing in your marriage is one of the most important and best decisions that you can ever make. So, I'm really glad you're here. So, what we focus on in this group is the only thing that you can actually change, which is you. You've tried changing him, doesn't work. But when you shift your own relationship patterns, the wounds that you're operating from, the things that you brought into this relationship that the relationship have boiled to the surface. When you change those, because it's a relational dynamic, as you change, it invites him to change as well. If you're here, then things in your marriage don't feel good. They're really hard. You may be feeling a lot of resentment. You may be separated or considering separation or considering divorce. This is important. I want you to know that the work of this group is not to convince you to stay or to go. You do not even have to make a decision about your relationship now or while you're in the group. That's not what this is about. It's about helping you understand to become aware of how your self abandonment has led you to overgive, to over justify, to over explain, to manage, to control, to criticize, to explode sometimes, or to shut down and become emotionally avoidant. Become aware of those patterns, learn how to interrupt them, and then from that place, choose to act in a new way, a way that is more in alignment with who you want to be and the kind of relationship that you want to experience. A little bit about my background, like who am I? Why am I doing this? My degree is from Boise State University. It's technically a bachelor's of applied sciences, an emphasis in business leadership and conflict management. I also taught at Boise State within that program of dispute resolution as an adjunct professor for a while. I'm also a certified civil mediator, and I used to own a consulting firm where I did executive coaching for specifically for dentists that were owner operators and their teams. So I would go in and facilitate group transformations within the teams of these dentists to turn their practices around. More than that, I am deeply fascinated with communication, with conflict, with why we do what we do and how to change it. All of this, like my passion for this, why this is so important to me, is because of my lived experience. It's because of my life. I married the red flag man. Like he had all the red flags when I was young. I saw them, but I swept them under the rug. I dismissed them. I explained them away. I pined for hope and what's the word? It's escaping me right now. Potential. I saw his potential, and I was so deep within my wounds, and I just had such a miserable and terrible and hard marriage to an abusive alcoholic man. And after I had my son, I left him, and then I spent about 9 years single, and I was dating during that time, and I realized that I kept experiencing the same man with a different face and a different outfit. And I was the common denominator. And so because of that, I got really crazy interested in neuroscience and and how do I change this? First what's happening? I didn't have the language around self-abandonment. I didn't even understand all that yet. I just knew that it was me. The problem was me and I needed to fix that. And so I studied it, and then through my studies, through what I learned, I started conducting experiments on myself to figure out what actually works, what is going to help me actually change this and be something different, be someone new, and have the kind of life I want, because I wanted a soulmate. I wanted the unicorn marriage. I wanted marriage wealth. Before I even knew what marriage wealth was, I was I was pining for the kind of relationship that I saw occasionally where the two people so clearly loved and liked each other. That's what I wanted, and nothing less than that would do for me. From that place, from all those experiments, from what I learned, I was able to call in my soulmate, David, who is now my husband. And then marriage did what marriage does. It brought all of that stuff even more to the surface and took me deeper because David came in with his own patterns and his own wounds. And together we created a dynamic that for us kind of sucked me back into the self-abandonment. So, and sucked him into his self-abandonment of low effort and passivity. And so we experienced the low effort man and the mother wife. And that is something that we continue to work with because those are our core wounds. And so the tools that we teach, the things that we do, they're not theories, they're not philosophies, they're not ideas, they're actually what we live. We teach what we live because we love our marriage. We're proud of our marriage. Our marriage is our most important, most sacred thing, and we want others to have that too. So, how does the group actually work? Here's just a quick structure breakdown. On Thursdays at 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, I'm going to record a 1-hour class that is more teaching focused and will have like Q&A sections in it. You don't have to attend that live if it doesn't align with your schedule, with work or time zones or whatever that may be, because the recording will be made available to you. But Saturday mornings are the integration call. This is where we get really interactive. There's a lot of hot seat style coaching with me. There's breakout groups where you get to witness and be witnessed by other wonderful women who are doing this work. And we will integrate and deepen the practices that you will be doing throughout the week. So Saturdays are going to be the most important part of this work. And I think where you're going to find the deepest transformation and the most connection. Throughout the week, I would anticipate about 30 minutes of work each day, doing the practices, doing the reflective writing, potentially going through some of the guided visualizations that I will make, and other assignments that we will do throughout the course of the 6 weeks. The biggest thing that is going to shift in your life, the biggest changes that you're going to notice if you would choose to interact with this work, is that you're going to finally understand the powerful emotion of resentment, how to work with it, and how to actually use it for your good and for the good of your marriage. Beyond that, you're going to learn how to have healthy conflict and healthy repair, which is huge, instead of just having a fight, never repairing it, and then just repeating it over and over for 20 years. You're going to learn why are we having conflict and how do we handle it and how do we repair it together. There's optional content within that module specifically for your husband to interact with if he wants to. If he doesn't, that's okay. It will not take anything from the experience from you. It is optional. But if he does, it can really deepen the experience and be something that's really good for the two of you. And you're going to feel like yourself again. You're going to start to like yourself and like your life again. And that is the most important part of this change. So if this is resonating, but all those fears and all those doubts that usually come up when you have a desire and you want to abandon yourself and put yourself last are coming up, this is what I want you to do. I want you to fill out the application, put your email in there. I will email you and we will talk about it because this group is worth it and you are worth it. And I would like to have you there, especially if you're still here. Okay. Love you.